So I'm here interviewing Joyce Chung and she has a business called Guilt-Free Foods. So, Joyce, you have a really interesting backstory as to how you got interested in wellness. So I wonder if you could share some of that with us.
Sure. I think it all started with 2012. At a point in time, I eat a lot of junk food. I mean, it's incredible because incredible in a bad way, not in a good way. Cheesy chips in the morning for breakfast, and my boyfriend then was so turned off, for the fact that what are you eating? Aren't you eating the real food? And so, to me, there was nothing wrong with that. I wanted to join Trail Walker, which is a 100-kilometer hike by Oxfam. And I don't know what got me into doing it or committed to doing that. But at a point in time, I was also very worried about my health status because I was having like a lot of joint pain, a lot of ankle pain. So a good friend of mine just introduced me to this concept about Thrive Diet, which is on the extreme end of wellness. He's telling me like how good it is, how light it can be, and it helps him, with all his races and everything. And I was pretty interested. And I said, okay, maybe I should give it a try. And I did an 80% raw food, 20% cooked. So 20 is like maybe the rice and potato. The 20 is purely like, all the plant-based food. And it was pretty extreme because all my friends was like, are you kidding me? Like, you're such a person who doesn't really eat all this stuff, and then suddenly you switch. My character or my personality is a goal given to me. I am very driven, and I'll just like, go for it. So from 100% junkie, I actually become 100%, but I was reading the book called The Thrive Diet, and I was reading a lot of other articles and a lot of things about, the different types of superfood that can help to heal your body and also, make a recovery after fitness even faster. Mm-hmm. And so I did. And it was incredible because for the first 2 months, I put so much energy that you wouldn't believe it. I could actually go for my training on a trail. And after that, I would just come back home, take a little nap, and in the nighttime, I'll just go salsa dancing like till like 3 o'clock in the morning. And my friend was like, yeah, what's happening with you? You got so much energy. And it's not just energy, but the clarity that you get from work is incredible. I could actually, look at the Excel sheet and spot mistake, like the numbers and the calculation, and there's full clarity that you can get out of it. And I guess, at a point of time, I realized that how much food can do to your body. When you're eating garbage, your whole body just reacts to it. Your mind is groggy. You are feeling sluggish. But when you feed it, basically, your body just reacts. And it's marvelous because for me, food was just, at a point in time, it was just something that fills the stomach, that gives you the energy to keep going. But I didn't know that it goes beyond that. So I was very, very intrigued. And I think, that kind of started the whole journey of wellness and fitness and nutrition. And fast forward this year, actually, I used to work in a corporate company dealing with fashion and cosmetics. But to me, it was like nothing beats, the fascination about food and nutrition. So I decided that, okay, I quit my job last year in October, and I just went into a startup called the Guilt-Free Food, which is a healthy snack box delivery services in Hong Kong. So I do realize that, snacks in Hong Kong, they're readily available. There's so many snacks out there. But honestly, the kind of snack that is being provided out there may not be the best quality. For example, a bag of potato chips is a very common snack. But look at the ingredients there. Look at it, the amount of salt, the amount of sugar, and some of them contains like trans fat or hydrogenated fats, which are very, very bad for the body. So what if I could actually come up with a snack that is fresh food, is using good quality ingredients like meat that doesn't have hormones, doesn't have any antibiotics injection, trail mix that doesn't have unnecessary chemicals or colorings. So that started the whole business idea. Okay, I want to provide something that is healthy, that is, really, really beneficial to the consumers out there. And also, sometimes we eat mindlessly, and there goes, your proportion of food, and you intake too much calories. So the whole concept of the snack box is really having a best combination of the macronutrients, plus, in its portion control, so that you are still snacking within your own limits and without adding on the additional calories. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I often get questions from my own patients about what healthy snacks they can eat. So that's a common question that I have from clients. So to be able to offer them something like you offer is great. And we all know that people in Hong Kong love their convenience. So the fact that you're delivering, that's incredible. Do you have logistics worked out for that? Or how are people able to get the food delivered to them?
And what you do is just select, the kind of snack box that you want. So I've got two different types of snack box. One is the Thrive, which is inspired by, my original journey, my original start of the journey, and the Power Box. So you just need to select, what kind of box that you prefer. And what I'll do is that the menu changes every week, and you just need to see, okay, is that something that you like, or that's something that you don't like, and we'll just, lock in the order and deliver to you.
That's great. So we were talking about how travel changed your body and changed maybe your outlook on life.
I'm exposed to so many different cultures that is not anything near to mine. I went to Iran, so after I quit my job, I went on a long trip, about 3 weeks in Iran, and I did it was really like a backpacking thing with my partner. So we went to 5 different cities. And after that, it was just incredible because the people over at Iran are so misunderstood. They're the friendliest person, the most helpful people on earth. They could actually, spare a couple of hours to realize that, by traveling constantly, because right after, from Iran, I actually went to Vegas. And after that, I went to Bali. And because there's a change in the time difference, and also because your body is trying to adapt. And I realized that my hormones is probably on a very unstable manner, and I think that was the reason how I got myself pregnant. Because I was actually doing a rhythmic count method. But I guess it doesn't apply when your body is actually exposed to 3 different time zones within packed within a month or a month-ish. It causes a lot of stress on the body, and therefore your body just reacts to it. Whatever your regular rhythm that you have is totally thrown off the board. I'm 10.5 months pregnant. I'm pretty happy that it happened because I shared with you I'm already 40 years old, and a lot of people tell me that when you're 40 it's so difficult to get pregnant, and it's a blessing in disguise. So that travel, yes, it kind of like threw my body into a different track, but at the end of it, what I got out of it was a precious gift.
So how did that make you feel about your business, knowing that you had a new life that was going to be joining you as well as your new business?
I used to work in a corporate life, and I thought, at a point in time, I'm pretty organized. But the level of organization that you have as an entrepreneur and being a mom in the making reaches to a next level. It's not just about, okay, 3 o'clock, I'm going to do this, 4 o'clock, I'm going to do this, 5 o'clock, I'm going to do this. This is typically what happened in a corporate life. But, as a person who's doing your own business, for example, let me just give you a good example. Like, when I first started my business, which is 3 months ago, what I did was, I know that I'm going to do in mid-July. And what I did was, I kind of planned ahead. Like, okay, so the first month is going to be like really smoothing out the operation. That is my focus. After that, followed by, the marketing and logistic part of it. So, and then after that, you got to think in terms of not just your business. You got to think in terms of, let's say, for example, like personal, on a personal side, how do you manage it? And when will I actually get, the human resource, the additional help from people. So all this makes your planning become a lot strategic. Um, when people say, oh, you got to have a strategy, for your business plan in a corporate world, and that is very pertaining to your work. But when it becomes like your own business, your own life, your strategy kind of gels, your life, your personal life, and your work together, and it becomes a whole new level. It's so different from when you're working in a corporate world versus doing your own business.
Do you feel that since you've realized that you're pregnant, that you've changed the way that you're taking care of your own body as well? And are you doing anything particular to care for your body?
Absolutely, yes. But unfortunately, the hormones actually go in a crazy manner. So, for example, I'm definitely a lot more conscious about the kind of food that I should be taking because it's not just nutrition for one, but it's a nutrition for two person. When I say nutrition for two, it doesn't mean that you eat for two person, but nutritionally you need to look at it. Let's say, for example, intake of calcium. So instead of like just your normal 1,000 mg of calcium, you're going to go beyond that, maybe 1,500. And you have to be very conscious because when I was not pregnant, it's like, okay, I'll take, calcium rich food. But now it's like, okay, I need to take really enough, calcium rich food because, for example, if the baby is not out of the womb bones, and at the end of the day, one of the reasons why females are more prone to osteoporosis is because, we actually go through, pregnancy and you're sharing, if you're not eating enough, you're sharing, your calcium made up of your body with the baby. So you have to be a lot more cautious about it. And also, you want the best, for the baby, and you want to know, okay, you need to make sure that you have got, a lot more folic acids, which you don't really have it, which you don't really take note of it when you're not pregnant. If, for example, if you want meat, certain meats, you just have to make sure that the meat doesn't have hormones or antibiotics injected into the animal. So yes, when right now I'm pregnant, I am a lot more cautious. But there are so crazy times that I have cravings, and it just go. For example, just the other day, I was after it was after lunch, and I just wanted to eat something sweet. And oh my god, I just went around the block, searching for sweet stuff. And then of course, I was very particular about my ingredients. So I was like reading like, oh no, this not, no, and you just keep searching for the sweet stuff that can kind of like hurt your craving. So yeah, you become a lot more cautious about it.
Have you modified your exercise?
Yes. Well, I can't keep up with my my previous exercise routine, mainly because I'm having like insomnia, so I can't really sleep well. And as much as I love to have my morning exercises, I have to make adjustment. So I give priority to my sleep these days. I think having enough sleep, having enough rest actually makes a world of difference. But when I'm able to exercise and find time to exercise, definitely, and I encourage any pregnant women out there to exercise because it's so important. When you actually exercise, you feel so much more energy. I know it sounds weird because you exercise, you actually use a lot more energy, but trust me, any form of exercise or any form of movement that can make you break into sweat. Apart from prenatal, I think a lot of people say that you got to do prenatal, but you have to add on another layer of exercises because it keeps you on the move. It keeps your brain a lot sharper when you are into this exercise. And I'm so happy that I am able to find time to exercise because I know that a lot of people working in a corporate life, they just have to they just don't have that luxury of exercising. But for me, because I'm starting my own business, and I can actually be a lot more. I can take up certain hours, of my day, to go for exercises. But in terms of, the form of exercises, um, it's true. You have to modify because your body is not the same as, your pre-pregnancy. There's a certain limitation that you can do. There's certain, things that you can do. For example, like just to share with you, a couple of months ago, I was actually having bleeding, and I suspect, it's because I was still trying to push myself a little bit too hard, for the exercises. And then when thank God it was nothing major. It was just one of those things that the doctor was saying that, oh, maybe too much movement, so you just have to scale it down. And I was very lucky that, it was just a very minor thing. Nothing really happened. But from there on, I realized, okay, my body is not the same as pre-pregnancy. Pre-pregnancy fitness is not about pushing yourself. Pre-pregnancy, pregnancy fitness is not pushing yourself. Pregnancy fitness is more like a maintenance, to keep your body running.
Yes, yes. And after the baby is born, it will continue to be important for you to spend time on your own and to take care of yourself. Do you have ways that you currently take care of yourself beyond exercise, but other things that you do to care for yourself?
I think as of right now, being able to keep my calm and my stress level is the biggest thing that you can do to yourself. It's no longer, you got to go all the way out like 120%. It's about, doing what is within your limits. And I think, this is something that every pregnant woman has to actually take into consideration, because in my situation, being an entrepreneur, starting my own business, I tend to actually, work beyond what I could actually, what my body could actually accept. And I don't notice it, and I'm so glad that my partner is very supportive, and he will nudge me and say that, hey, you need to take a rest. So it's not just about being doing things on your own, but also sharing the kind of expectation or the kind of dreams or the kind of things with your partner, so that he can be a lot more supportive, or he could actually help you out with certain things. For example, he will make sure that all the dishes are being washed, so I don't need to do it, which is very important, because conversation with your partner is really, really crucial, because if you're going to keep it to yourself and you think you're going to be a super mom, forget it. At the end of the day, everybody, is not an island. You need help, and it's not a big deal to ask for help, because a lot of people are there to support you and willing to give an additional pair of hands that you need. So by taking care of your own self means also being able to communicate, what you need, what you want, with a partner.
Yeah, that's lovely. Thank you for sharing that. One last question. Some women find it really hard to just get started in their business. What was it that forced you to move forward and make the decision to actually start up your guilt-free foods?
Actually, you know what? It's like more like a long-term plan for myself. I mean, it is very, very comfortable, to work in a corporate life, because everything is being taken care of. Financially, you have a stable stream of income. But it has also reached a point whereby I want to do something that I could actually foresee myself, doing on a long-term basis. I want to see myself, being able to, being involved in nutrition, being involved with fitness and wellness. Even, let's say, for example, if I'm not in Hong Kong, if I move to another country, say back to Singapore, I'm from Singapore. I think what a lot of um, situation that hold women back to prevent them from starting up is always the commitment, with to the family, financially, emotionally, or anything. And I think it's important that, again, back to the question, speak to your partner. If your partner thinks that, okay, go do it, I think that is the biggest push because, just sometimes you just need somebody to give you that nudge, saying that, yes, I am all behind you, just do, what you feel like um, is the best way or the best path, for yourself.
Tell us one more time how we can get in touch with you and how we can start to get delicious food delivered to our homes. How can we contact you?
You can definitely go to my website, which is www.guiltfreefood.com.hk,
Okay.
or write to me personally. My email address is joyce@guiltfreefood.life, as in LIFE.
Great.
So I'm happy to answer any questions on that.
All right. Thank you for sharing such inspiring stories and sharing so much about yourself and your relationship in your life. It's been great chatting with you, and I'm sure our paths will cross again.
It's a pleasure meeting you and having this session with you. I think it's wonderful, and I really hope that my story can actually inspire a lot of people because I find that there are two things really to take away from this conversation is number one, really take good care of your body because if you input the right stuff, your body will return the favor. Number two is really talk to your partner because with the right partnership with your partner, you can do marvelous things. You can do things that you never thought about doing it because you have always somebody behind you, giving you the necessary support.
Great. Thank you very much, Joyce.
Thank you, Dr. Pat.
See you later.
All right. We'll keep in touch.
Yeah. Okay.
Take
Cheers.
care. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.